What's going on? Welcome back to another episode. This is live. We doing this live. We don't get to do this too many times. We doing live with Buffalo Bills alum Coach D in the house. What up, Coach D?
What's up? What's up, everybody? Good to be here. Good
to
be
here. Listen, I'm extremely excited. This don't come around that often. I'm gonna try to make this happen more often than not. But we'll see how that works out. We got a very special treat for y'all today. And I'm very excited. I had a chance to spend some time with this man on another show and had a ball talking to him there. But listen, here's who I have for you today. You listening? Two-time nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Great man.
In 2013, he was named the Ed Block Courage Award winner. Okay? From the best fraternity on earth, Bills Nation, Bills Mafia. All right, even though he went to the Steelers after us. Yeah. Let's welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Moats in the house. What up, bro?
Man, let's go. Hey, first off, man, appreciate you having me on the show, man. Always good to see you, Aramis. And Coach, man, for sure, you obviously know, man, the history that me and you have, man. So always a pleasure to see you, man. And always seeing you looking good, doing well as well, man. Absolutely.
You're looking better.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, how you been since the last time we talked, man? How's everything going?
Man, I've been good, man. You know, was able to make it to a new year, 2026, man, and just continue to watch some awesome football, man. So, things been good, man. What about you, though?
Man, great. The same thing. Been enjoying the new year. You know, my youngest son's birthday is January 5th. So we have Christmas. Christmas Eve is my mother-in-law's birthday. Then we have Christmas. And then we have January 5th, and then my daughter's birthday is coming up next month. So we get hit heavy. Right?
Birthday, real. First of the year. Birthday for your first of the year. Right?
Yeah. That's good. We planned it out that way, though. You know, like there's weirdly enough, there's this thing where if you conceive at a certain point in the year, like a certain day or whatever. It's weird. I'm telling, but my wife, man, like she
probably watching the calendar. She probably counting things.
It's a method to this. Okay, I'm following you. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's start here, because I mean this is the farewell season to the Ralph, man. I'm gonna call it the Ralph. Like that's what it is.
It's the Ralph. Yeah. It is. Yes.
Yeah. So what, like, take us through like your thoughts on the farewell season, and then right after that, what's the biggest, like, most impactful memory you have of the Ralph?
Man, so when I first just think of this farewell season, I thought it was masterful in the way that the Bills rolled it out. Between bringing back alumni, between, making it a big ordeal with some of the merchandise, having the different brandings for the farewell season, all of that intentional, man, I thought that was beautiful to allow fans to appreciate it, right? And to allow the players, both current and retired guys, to appreciate it. I myself was able to go up there, man, and catch one of the games, and just the nostalgia, just the different memories, from driving into the parking lot to seeing people going, and tailgating. You think of all the different things, the Pinto Ron, and it's like, oh man, I see the ketchup in the mustard. I see this. It's like, man, all of these different memories come back. And it was just, like I said, cool to be able to be a part of some of that history there. Now, granted, we know the new spot right across the street, but still, it's like, man, that is a special place. And that's what we always still call it, the Ralph. Like, to me, it's the Ralph. Like, well, my family, we call it the Ralph. And for me, when I think of my memories there, man, I have two that, really stick out. I mean, obviously I have like a ton of memories, but two off the top of my head. One from a playing perspective, and it was, I want to say this would have been 2011 season. Right at the beginning of the year, man, we come out the gate hot. We end up beating the Patriots. I think we end up getting 5 turnovers in the game. Drayton Florence gets the interception, runs it back, and he jumps into the stands. And I remember it being on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And it was like such a big ordeal because obviously it was our first time beating the Patriots in a while. And for me, it would have been 2012, my third season up there, excuse me, on that one. Sure. But I just remember how crazy that felt and how just insane the crowd went. And for me, man, to, turn around, it's like 2 days later, that picture from this game is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Back then, Sports Illustrated being on the cover was still a pretty big deal. Now it's like, all right, man, where's the digital copy? But back then it was like, wow. So I think of that. And the other one was, man, when I had my daughter born up there, man, we ended up doing a photo shoot and it was in the stadium. And literally to this day, you know, to walk around this house and to be able to see the Ralph, to see, you know, that beautiful Bills logo and all of the different advertising and stuff like that was in the stadium. To me, man, that was the personal touch, because it's like, that's my Buffalo babe. To this day, she's like, I'm from Buffalo. I'm a Buffalo girl. I rock Bills and Bills only. Like, she won't put black and gold on any capacity. It's beautiful to see, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Coach D, what's your biggest, most impactful memory?
I mean, I'm gonna go way. You know, I was 97, 96. So
it took way back.
Right? We was in camp, and I remember it was the first preseason game, and Charlie Joyner was the wide receivers coach.
Okay.
And who was we playing? I think we were playing the Redskins in the preseason, and I had a go route. And I got behind the defensive back, and it was a jump ball situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up not making the catch. I regret I didn't make the catch, but that play ended up being on the cover of a magazine that the Bills used to have.
Is it Bills Digest or something?
Bills Digest.
Bills Digest.
Being on the cover of the Bills Digest.
Wow.
And the caption of it was roster spots up for grabs. And they showed me in the defensive player. And so I was able to get, I never showed you that.
No, you ain't showed me that.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope, man.
And so that was probably my most memorable moment, because I was going into my third year, but I was unknown. I was an unknown, right? From Miami, and you never thought I'd be on the cover. Of all the people to be on the cover, they chose that particular photo. So, and it was in the Ralph. I mean, we still had AstroTurf when I was and they had some of the worst AstroTurf. But yeah, it's that the Ralph, man. It's a special place, man. It's a special place, and obviously, you know, still being connected with Thurman and Bruce and the Jim and all those guys, man. And like I said, going back, just, you know, for I used to go more when Jeremy was here. I used to go all the time, going back for the reunion and stuff, and just seeing all the guys. But yeah, I mean, the Ralph is the Ralph, man. It's nothing like it.
Yeah. You know what? I completely skipped right over this. When we were able to talk to Art right before we started the show, I just sat here for like 5 minutes while Coach D and Art just chopped it up. Like, y'all known each other for a while. Right?
Let's say, yeah, man, we got history, man. We go back to 2010 when I got drafted, came up there, man. Absolutely.
Like Art, you know, and then just watching him play. You know, I was here. I never left Buffalo, and then just watching him play. I was a fan watching him play when he was getting at it, and loved the way he played the game and how he played the game. He played.
Always appreciate you know that.
Yeah.
So is that y'all met through Jeremy then?
Yeah. Well, no. Yes, through Jeremy.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
That's usually how it happens.
Jeremy knows everybody. It was me and Jeremy playing against each other, and then he's like, "Yo, man, I'm from up here." And before you know, you're like, "Oh, all right, bet. Oh, this dude's cool too. All right, let's go."
So for those of you who are asking, like, who is this Jeremy character? Jeremy was
the director of player engagement.
Okay.
For the Buffalo Bills. He's now in Carolina. He's in Carolina.
Yep. Good, great dude. I used to cut his hair back in the day. Like,
let's go.
Cut his hair back in the day for sure.
Let's go.
Nice, man. But yeah, all right. So let's jump into some video, right? Because this is some good stuff we got going on here. Now, first and foremost, the Jaguars are not known for their run game this season, right? Travis Etienne only has 2 games over 100 yards. Most of the other games are, you know, anywhere between 60 and 80 yards, right? This particular game that I'm bringing up is Week 14 Jags versus Colts, okay? Now, in this particular game, let me just make sure I got the right one, and boom. And we're going to share the screen.
Oh, we fancy today. Let's go.
Hey, all right. He got all kind of gadgets.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're gonna share the screen. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bam. Can you see that, bro?
I can. Yep. Let's do it.
All right. So this is week 14, Jags versus Colts. Now, what I wanted your viewpoint on is this is a 3-yard touchdown run, right? And it seemed easy enough, but there's got to be a reason it's easy enough, right? So I just want your assessment on this play, and then we'll kind of get into your thoughts on what the Jags do in terms of their, blocking schemes and how linebackers can kind of match up against that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play it. All right, so simple enough, right? You need to see it again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can show it again. Hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
Man, Art blowing that up first and foremost. Them back is absorbing.
I was about to say, you got to get downhill.
Exactly. See, you already know. Get downhill. You said it. So on this particular play,
on the goal line, are you waiting?
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, hey, look down there. The action's happening right now. It's a downhill play. Right. I mean, granted, you got the counter element of it, but as soon as you see that puller, man, you got to go shoot your gun, right? Got to shoot your gun with that situation right there.
So this is the tight copy, just so people can see what you're talking about. So the puller is this guard.
Yep, 76.
Yep, around on the other side of the center here.
Why 53 stopping, Art? Why is he?
And that's the other part. I'm like, if for 53, if you gotta go. You can shoot that right there, man. He's an athletic linebacker as well, man. So it's like you can play it one or two ways. If you're a guy that is athletic and feel like you can make this play, if you're 53, you shoot that first gap. But right here, man, there is no reason to not keep shuffling over, staying square, meet this in the hole. And this isn't a big back in the sense of, you think of the Najee Harrises of the world, right? The Omarion Hamptons of the world. These bigger, thicker backs. Etienne is that, man. Etienne, you can meet in this hole right here. So that's the part where you look at those LBs in their eyes and you just say, man, that's something that they want to be a little bit more disciplined. Now, the good part is on our side, our guys are a little bit more disciplined right there. And we're a lot more physical. When you talk about Shaq Thompson coming downhill, he will hit you in the face, man. He is not going to be, sidestepping contact. He is full go. So I do like that.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, my thought is.
So we do have Shaq Thompson in the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Terrell Bernard is still, he's still dealing with an injury. Great. Yeah. He's still recovering.
Get over it.
Yeah. Can you
gotta recover?
Like Shaq down the hill, man.
I'm gonna say, I don't know if y'all see Shaq coming downhill, man. Shaq is hitting you. I'm like, yo, yeah, all right, he might have limitations here, but he is full go here. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So this play now, mind you, the Colts are. I went and looked up their rush rankings, rush rankings. They're fifth in rush yards allowed at 99.9 yards per game. They're sixth in success rate against the run, allowing 3.3 yards per carry. So they're not bad against the run, right? And I'm going to give you an example right here, right? Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to bring up the next play here.
Man, I like this. We get to watch some tape, man. Come on now, baby.
I like this too. I like this part.
Let's go.
This next one is, let me see. Nope, not that one. Bam, right there. All right. So this next play is in the fourth quarter. This is a 1st and 10 run at the Indy 45-yard line. Let me bring it up here. All right. Now, I'm gonna be up front. Like this is how you should play it, and this is how the Colts have played pretty much all season long. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you.
They got that big boy personnel grouping out there. Woo, yeah.
And maybe that's why they played it that way. You know what I mean? Look at this.
There we go. That's how you feel the hole.
He only got 1 yard on this play. I'll bring up the play copy. He only gets 1 yard on this play.
But no, you hit it on the head already, man. The personnel is definitely different here. This is what we call 13X. So or you can say 12X, right? 1 running back, 2 tight ends, but that's an extra offensive alignment to the right of the screen. Yep, so instantly, if I'm a defender, if I'm a linebacker, my antennas are going up. Because why is this guy out here, right? They're supposed to be a tight end that weighs about 50 to maybe 100 pounds less than this dude. So you start thinking run or shot play. they're trying to max protect. So they put this guy in here because he should block a little bit better than a tight end. But that definitely, to me, is why their mindset shifted. Whereas when you think about that goal line play, that was traditional 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So you do have a little bit more. Yes, they could play action this, and this guy could run a route. So you want to play it a little bit more even. But
okay,
this right here, and you coming down here with this, absolutely, yeah.
Now, explain when you say shot play, and to our listeners, and then and do you communicate what you're thinking to the third level?
Yeah, so a shot play is just when we're saying a team's going to get aggressive and throw the ball down the grass, 30 yards, they're trying to make an explosive play through the air. Mm-hmm. So when you see certain personnel groupings, right, extra offensive linemen, or you'll see a team bring out 2 tight ends. Why are they doing this? Sometimes it's to help with the protection, so that way they got time for those receivers to get down the grass without compromising their quarterback's, overall safety. So that's why you have to consider that at times. And the spot of the field where they're just across the 50-yard line. A lot of, football people know, man, when you get across that 50-yard line, alert the shot, because now they feel like they're in position to actually score. So early on, they're going to take a shot at this end zone, man. So that's another part that, just for me, I'm just thinking to myself, man, we're fresh across the 50-yard line. Yeah, shot alert. Hey, man, you got extra offensive lineman in there. Definitely shot alert right here. So that's part of that part. But in terms of, like I said, man, in terms of how you play it, though, or in terms of how you communicate that, yeah. If I'm the nearest linebacker or the DN, and it's like, hey, man, this extra offensive lineman, whoa, it's a chain reaction. So DN, you identify extra offensive lineman, you're telling this linebacker. Now, this linebacker should have already known, because whoever's calling the play in should have told him the personnel, hey, man, you got 12X. Hey, it's 13 out there. Hey, it's 21 personnel, because that matters, right? Mm-hmm. So after that, now we're communicating to the back end. Hey, bro, hey, you know what time it is? Alert the shot play. Alert the shot play. All right, cool. So just your antennas go up. You still have to play.
I love it. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what is that? Quiet defense and dead defense. You know that.
Yeah, the fans don't get to hear all of that that's happening on the field. And for Art to be able to demonstrate that and tell us what this, I'm like, this is happening within the 10 seconds. Like, this
seconds,
is happening.
Seconds. Yeah. And this is the gift and the curse also about having such a passionate fan base. Like when you talk Bills Mafia, when you're on defense out there, it is deafening.
Yeah.
It is so loud. So even try to just communicate what I'm communicating right there. We all say this is why you have to have those meetings outside of your regular timed, work stop. So that way we can be on the same page with the nonverbal. I have to be able to look at you and know that, hey, also what I'm thinking. They just crossed the 50-yard line. It's an extra offensive lineman in here. Alert the shot play. You see guys doing this. Alert that, right? So those are some of the things, but you got to be a close group out there, man, because it's hard to talk. But you have to talk, because if one person isn't on the same page, you can see how if one fails, we all fail.
No doubt.
And on the other side of that, on the offensive side, we're listening to what they're trying to communicate to each other. So we can get an advantage. If we hear them saying shot, oh, he's coming deep. So now I know I can get underneath. So there's so much be happening out there on the field in those short 20, 15, 10-second intervals. It's like, but it's beautiful once you understand the game.
Hey, I love this, man, because we do the same thing. I'm like, hold on, what was that hand signal he just did right there? Remember that, all right? When we see that again, we gonna paste that together. We're gonna figure out this today.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's go.
This is awesome.
I love this, man.
Let us know in the comments how you enjoying all of this. We don't get this on a regular basis. We got like both sides of the ball, and I
love this.
Man, this is great. This is great. Usually, when I'm able to get some of Coach D's time, which is very rare.
Cut it out.
He's a busy man, all right.
Usually we're reviewing film, but like I can't talk ball like you talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't get all of this out of it, all the time. So, I may be calling you a little bit more frequently.
But man, I love this right here.
All right, so we don't have a lot of time. I got to keep this thing moving. So, all right, so we talked about the run game. Now, the one thing that I think, some Bills fans might rest on is, the statistics surrounding the Jags run game is not that great. Mm-hmm. the worry on the other side of that for Bills fans is, well, the Bills, they're not so great in run defense this season. I think we're 31st.
That's a nice way to put that right there. I like how you dress that.
They bad.
It's like, man, they need help. When you see it that way, I don't feel as bad about it, man.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I like this stat that I think Joey hatched. Yeah, Joey, thank you very much for bringing this up.
Shout out.
He says when Shaq Thompson is in 3.2 yards per carry, which is better than the Colts' 5th ranked run defense, right? When Bernard is in 5.8 yards per carry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, all right, let me ask you a question now. What? Okay. And I know I hate to put you on the spot, bro. What makes that stat the stat? What is it that Bernard is doing compared to what Shaq is doing?
Yeah, so to me, I think stylistically, they're two very different players, man. Shaq more, just body-wise, a little bit more squatty, a little bit more physical downhill, man. I want to play the run. I'm looking for a fullback to knock out. I'm looking for, that power. I want to hit that guard. Whereas with Terrell, that's more, I'm trying to find the football. I'm trying to get interceptions, though. It's more coverage-based, right? It's more, let me go sideline to sideline. If you try to outrun me, this is where I'm going to shine. But body type-wise, he's built like an old school, safety. That's what that used to be. Right. If we're being real about it, right? But we know this is the evolution of it, man. When probably 2015, 2014 was when we started to see a lot more of these smaller linebackers, these more the Ryan Shaziers, the Darius Leonards of the world, right? These long linear dudes. So with that, there are pros and cons to that. We feel great if it's past situations, right? When we see Terrell go out there and get an interception, play great coverage against the tight end, man, we love that. But the downside is, run at him. That's part of his weakness, right? And at times he does do a good job, but you can see where that still is the limitation for him. Whereas for Shaq, man, Shaq thrives in that situation right there. Now, you don't want to see Shaq having to run with a lot of these, more athletic tight ends or some of these rangy slots, but he's still good enough in certain, zone calls where you can make the most of it. But where he shines is downhill playing against that run. And I just think that when you're rotating those guys or trying to figure out the best group, right? Because we know, man, when everything was supposed to be perfect, was that a year, 2 years ago? It would have been Milano. It would have been Bernard. Pre-broken leg, Milano could do all of this stuff, right? Which was the perfect complement to a Bernard. But when you lost Milano, it forced Bernard to have to say, okay, you got to turn into that guy now, which was a little bit more out of his element. And I think that that's why you start to see his play kind of go up and down, because it's like, man, that's not his game all the way, but he's making the most of it. Now, the guy to me that I think can still give you the best of both worlds is my man Dorian. Yeah, I like him. That's ever since we draft him, he plays with no gloves. I'm like, you are a psycho, baby. And I'm all for that. But I'm just like, man, keep it going, man. Like, I think he is rangy. I think he is physical. I think he has size. I think he has good smarts. I just think that he just has to continue to develop. Just keep take advantage of all these reps you can get, all this film you can get, because it is hard. It is hard to play this position, man. When you got to know everything, play against the run and drop into coverage, it is tough. But you can see, man, if you can do it at a high level, you can get compensated at a great level here, man. And you can really help this defense out. So that's the part where I'm looking at him and I'm like, hey, we're going to come back to you soon. You're going to get a chance. Like, be ready.
I'm sorry. So when it comes to playoff football, right, you know what that's about. Like, is Shaq the best option this weekend and following? Because as you know, teams gonna want to run the football in the playoffs. Yeah. Right. So would you say he's the best option?
So it is so interesting, right? Because when we talk about matchups, that's the other part of the playoffs. Who did you draw? Of all the matchups, this is the team, like we said, that matches up well with us because they don't run the football at a high clip. Right. That's what we struggle with. Now, granted, no Maxwell Harrison, that's going to suck. But as a whole, we don't fear teams that are going to come here and try to pass the ball against us because we feel like we have really good pass rushers and we feel like on the back end we create turnovers. So that part makes me feel like not as much Shaq, because I do feel like Dorian could give you a little bit more mobility there, right? Because the other side of what the Jags love to do, they throw that football at a high clip and they score points. So when I think of a Travis Etienne, and I think of how he likes to play in space, I'm asking myself, okay, yeah, if Terrell Bernard is healthy enough to get out there, I could feel like that matches up athletically. But if not, I have to start thinking about that. And that's where I just have my concerns about Shaq, because they are going to try to put him in space, in Etienne in space. He's tough to deal with.
That was actually one of the questions you touched on, Dorian Williams' development. I think the knock that people put on Dorian Williams, I watched some of his college tape. I didn't think he was terrible in pass coverage. I just think it's a technique thing more so for Dorian Williams. But this question is posed to both you guys from a development standpoint. Can a player come into the NFL that had traditionally in college was not a cover guy and just develop that in the NFL? Is that something that a guy can, at that level of football, just build this skill into something that's viable on the football field?
You go, Art.
Yeah, from my perspective, I would definitely say that. I point to myself in the terms of, like, I had never covered a soul growing up, right? I was a 4-3 hand in the ground defensive end, like, all the time. And then it's like, all right, now you're gonna have to learn to stand up. Now you're gonna have to play outside linebacker. Heck, you're gonna play some inside linebacker. You're gonna have to learn coverages. What's cover 1? What's cover 2? I never forget the first time somebody asked me cover 3. I'm like, it's only 2 safeties back there. I don't know what cover 3. Like, dead serious, man. It was at an NFL meeting too. It's just hard. So I definitely feel like you can learn this, but it takes time and it does take a lot of work. But the beautiful part with Dorian is this: he has all of the intangibles that translate to being a good cover guy. The zone element to me is easy. If you're disciplined with your eyes, you understand where your landmark is, you're reading the quarterback, man. Eyes over here, front hand off the ball, now you break. Other than that, we're on the string and we're good, right? So that part to me is simple. The man-to-man coverage part for me, though, is the skill that you have to learn, because just because you're fast doesn't mean you can cover a guy. Just because you got good hips doesn't mean you can cover a guy. You have to understand routes. You have to understand what they're trying to do. When they're leaning to the right, they're not about to go right. They're leaning right because they want to do what? Burst to the left, right? When we talk about certain concepts, man, okay, I got 3-by-1, meaning I have 3 receivers to one side of the field, right? And it's trips, meaning I got the regular tight end, slot receiver, outside receiver, and say it's 3rd and 5. You know what I'm telling myself off that inside linebacker? I am jumping this stick route. They will not get this 5. If there's any outbreaking route, I got to have it. Why? Because I'm playing the percentages of it. So these are some of the things that, as a guy that, had to learn how to cover, you could definitely learn. Because to me, I look at Dorian, I'm like, you are way more athletic than I ever was, man. So I definitely feel like he can develop that. And I think that he has gotten better. But once again, the problem is this: in season, when a person is going through those growing pains, a bad play could be an explosive pass. It could be a touchdown. That hurts a lot more than you doing this, in June, July. So that's the other side of how much, how many opportunities do you allow him to have to figure that out in season versus, hey, man, we're going to have to just hold off on you a little bit more until we get to a little bit more safer time. That's the dilemma from the coach's perspective.
Yeah. I like what Art said. If I add to what he's thinking about, so it's more than just the skill development.
Okay.
If you really listen to it, it's more of the IQ, it's route recognition, pattern recognition, alignment. Like so much go into being a great pass defender, both in zone and in man. Like man, as he just mentioned, it comes down to an instinct and an ability to kind of anticipate what's happening based on down and distance. So there's a lot that goes into him learning, and it could take a year to 2 years before you really learn it, and it's happening twice as fast as it was in college.
Yeah.
So it can take some time for him to develop that skill to really be a good against the pass.
Okay. I mean, that's promising. I guess let's do the inverse of that. I mean, can a guy like Terrell Bernard develop the physicality necessary to
Uh-oh.
I didn't even get through the question, Art. I didn't even get through the question
Yo,
all the way.
all right. What game was that? What game was that when the Bills on the goal line and we pointed that out? What game was that? I can't remember.
In Houston?
That's attitude. All right, that's attitude.
Yeah, I would say this. I do feel like it's a lot harder to do the other. I think you can develop the coverage element of it, especially if you already have the athleticism, you have the speed. Like you heard what Coach was talking about, it's like, man, it becomes a lot more cerebral from a coverage standpoint. When you're talking about the physicality, I am not afraid. Yeah, we have to say it. It's like, man, are you willing to go to sleep? You can't be afraid to go to sleep. Not everybody has that mindset. I know maybe I'm dating myself. Look, man, and I ain't going to sleep. All right, it's like, yo, what's up, man?
Talking about concussion protocol now, man.
I apologize. Y'all remember, man, I was drafted in 2010. All right, it was pre all of this health and safety stuff. I'm get back. I get back. All right, so yeah, you have to have that desire to not blink, right? When you're about to go and essentially get into this car crash, right? Because that's what it feels like when you're playing against the run, regardless of if it's a guard you're hitting, if it's a tight end, if it's a fullback, or if it's the ball carrier. It feels like a car crash. Yes, it does hurt at times. But if you are thinking about that, then yeah, you're going to look hesitant at times, or you're going to take the path of least resistance. Right. And if you're super athletic like Terrell is, at times you can make plays, right? And we'll see him backdoor something. What I mean by backdoor is a blocker is coming up, and instead of trying to beat him across the face where it's a lot more difficult, he'll foot fake and run behind him. But because he's fast, he can make those plays. Now, the problem is if you miss that, it's an explosive run. Yep. And we've experienced that also. So that's the dilemma of these athletic, smaller linebackers. But if you don't have those Terrell Bernards and you have too many Shaq Thompsons, what happens is teams just spread you out. And they're going to say, we're going to play in space. We're going to run 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end, and make this guy have to cover us in between the numbers to the sideline. And we know that's a challenge in its own regard right there.
And in all fairness to Bernard, he was a safety, converted to a linebacker. And I think to one of your points you made earlier, I think that's also attributed to his high rate of injury because he has a willingness to, put his face in there at times, right? And so it's to be expected when you get converted from a safety down to a linebacker, and the physicality of the game. When you used to guys like me, 190 pounds coming up there trying to block you, and now you got 300 pounders coming at you full speed, and you got to take on fullbacks that's coming out there, and they ain't afraid to go to sleep.
Yeah, right. And that's the mentality. And it's funny. I mean, even as you're talking, it reminded me of a guy that I was teammates with up in Buffalo that went through a similar transition. Brian Scott. He was drafted to be a corner. He was a safety corner hybrid type. He comes to Buffalo, and we're playing him as like our linebacker, not third. I was like, yo, you're a linebacker, man. Come on here. And I would remember him complaining at times about that right there, the physicality, the having to get down here to take on guards. And me as a former DN playing linebacker, I'm like, that's the easy part, bro. I want to take on every guard, fullback, run the power, anything, A gap, B gap, C gap. I'm in heaven. Right. I don't want to go out here and play this cover stuff now. And that was the flip side. He's like, I want to cover all day. He loves 7-on-7. I'm like, I hate 7-on-7, man. This sucks. But that definitely, when we think of Terrell, there are a lot of similarities with that because of everything that you said. But a true, testament to him is he is willing. And that is part of why his body gets broken up. But it's the cost of doing business. When you're going to be a little bit smaller playing in there, you got to be able to survive it. And so far, so good throughout his career thus far.
All right, let's jump into the pass game, because that was part of the what got me on talking to Dorian Williams and his development and all that. Now, from a I'll say from a quarterback discipline standpoint, Trevor Lawrence has not been that great this season on third downs. Okay. I'm going to read you some stats really quick. These are only on third downs for Trevor Lawrence this season. He's 75 for 131. That's a 57.3 completion percentage. You can't even start for a football team with that completion percentage. Okay.
That's on third down.
On third downs.
Yeah, third down. Yep.
On third downs only this season, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Right. So he's barely breaking even on touchdown interception ratio. All right. His QBR on third downs, 84.5. The tops in the leagues are at least 90. At least most guys are right around 100. Right. That's like if you're that, first top tier, caliber quarterback, like that's right around where they reside in most cases. Right. Yards per play on third down, 8.5 yards per play. Not great. Not great. Now, here's where the video comes in, right? And let's pull the video back up. This is your favorite part, Art.
Let's go.
Now, here's the thing. Not only does Trevor Lawrence not seem to make the right decisions on third down, he takes sacks for me holding the ball, for too long, right? Either throw it away or get find the hot. You know what I mean? One of the two. Get it out your hands, basically. This year he was sacked 41 times. Okay, in the first 10 games, check this out. First 10 games, he was sacked 20 times. In the last 7, he was sacked 21 times.
Wow.
So he is not.
I keep saying, how they win the division? Like,
right. But you think about that division. It was like, all right,
you got Houston.
Colts came out the gate, then they got hurt, right? And then they fell off a cliff.
Right.
Houston, they kind of were weird at the beginning. Now they but they're a 9-game winning streak, I think it is. So they got hot. But even with that, it was just like, the Jaguars, they're a weird team. They're so weird to me, man. Like,
so, I'm sorry, but you want to show, because I want to ask him a question.
Yeah. Did you want to ask him first or
no? Let's go to video.
Okay.
First.
All right. So here's the tape, and this is I got 2 examples of Trevor Lawrence just kind of holding on to the ball. Now this one is pretty standard coverage in the sack by Crosby here, but So okay, 13 personnel. And here comes Crosby from
don't forget my X on that. That's an extra offensive lineman over there too, man. Shot alert. You see what it is?
Where on the right here?
Right there. Yeah.
Right in.
Yep. So that's Max up top coming around the tackle. Now,
they digging that deep over. You see where 50 is, or the 50-yard line? That's what he was absolutely hunting.
Okay.
Two did a good job sagging and
he definitely did. Yep, he did, because that was for sure he was looking at.
So is this his hot right here in the middle at the 30-yard line?
Yeah, but to me, when I think of this play right here, if we're trying to have him just like really go through his progressions, you can make a strong case, man, to come back to that throw right there. I think to me, though, because in his mind, he already is saying, man, I want to hit this deep over. I'm trying to hunt that down. Watch where that guy starts from. He's at the top of the screen. So it's a longer developing play. And that's why you can see them bring in the extra offensive lineman and try to do the whole play action to kind of like get the max protect vibe out of it. But they wanted the shot. I feel like he's going that 50-yard line and maybe even that back deep post that you see as well.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going top down versus hunting that 30-yard line first. And because the pressure element, if you run it back a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So now when you press play on this, though, it's not a traditional pressure. This is simulated, right? Because there's only 4 guys rushing. So that's the part where I feel like it's the illusion of, man, he wants or the Raiders, they want you to take the underneath route. But for him, I just think that he was just in his mind, man, I'm taking a deep shot here. And when it wasn't there, Max Crosby was ultimately too quick to, allow him to kind of come up off of that thing.
Yeah, that seems to be the new theme in the NFL this year too, is the simulated pressure stuff. Like that's the new wave coming. Before with the shell coverage is to too high safety.
You see it. Yep.
So I mean, listen, the Bills have been doing it with the 3-3-5.
You know it. And the reason why it works is because of the illusion of pressure, right? It makes that quarterback speed up. So when that quarterback speeds up, man, he's in his mind thinking I have an advantage, right? I can throw into the pressure. But you're not. You don't have the advantage because you're still throwing into, 7 defenders back there. That's the issue with it. And if you can really disguise it well, I mean, they'll throw it right and hit you in the face with it.
Throw
Like,
it right to you.
yeah, throw it right to you because they're just in their mind is, hey, 1, 2, it has to be here. And that's the changeup, right? That's the curveball. So those are some of the things that, like you said, a lot of teams have shifted to that. Trust me, we run it a lot in Buffalo. We're going to continue to run it because it works. Yeah, but we're also going to see it as well. And that's the part where Josh, typically with his legs, that buys him more time. Our offensive line also blocks a lot better than Jacksonville's offensive line. But Josh's ability to extend, Josh's ability to, man, okay, y'all tricked me a little bit. All right. Now, when I scramble a little bit, that puts more pressure back on that secondary. That puts more pressure back on them because, hey, this pressure didn't work. This simulation didn't get the job done. And now he's back here reading his zone and it's about to get over with. It's about to get ugly for you guys. So that's the part.
I don't want to stop you right there because that's a great point. And I don't know if we brought that out, but what you just said, as far as Josh can be fooled initially at the start of a play, post snap.
Okay.
Right. He can be fooled, but because he has the ability to buy time to figure it out and get other guys, wide receivers, time to figure it out, that just adds to the pressure that he can put on the defense.
So wait, okay. So based off of what you just said, is it possible that when receivers are running their routes, they haven't yet figured out?
Very much possible.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Figure out what's going on. Man, what's happening? You see guys looking on the inside. They're trying to see what are doing. Trying to see what the back of doing.
So I thought that only happens when you're playing against zone, not necessarily.
No, the zone blitz scheme, and like you said, the simulated. Like if it looks like they overloading the right side. I'm looking, I see that. So when I take up, I got to be sure they coming because if they don't come, now I'm not hot. That
changes everything, right?
So you reading it on. That's what makes this simulated pressure. It kind of it slows the offense down. But again, the advantage that Art just brought out that Josh Allen can give you. Your boy in Detroit can't give you that.
Yeah, correct.
He can't give you that. Josh
the difference.
Give you that.
Yep.
And now that gives me time. Oh, okay. I see what's happening now. Now I can pick my pace back up, and Josh give me time to get open.
Yeah. And the other struggle in terms of defending the Josh Allens of the world is, okay, say you did fool him, all right, or say you initially covered the receivers off their initial route. Well, as he extends the play, that becomes an even more challenge because you're not just guarding a guy for 4 seconds. Now you're guarding for 5, 6, 7. And at this level, a guy putting his foot in the ground and just randomly bursting right, it's like you're going to create separation. And Josh is one of those guys that, right? I mean, when you look at how he hits Khalil, right? It's like, man, Khalil isn't the biggest dude, but when Josh is going, oh, all right, break off real quick. I got you right here. That's the other part. And that's why he's, an absolute nightmare to have to defend against, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of the wide receivers, I see we got a lot of comments in the chat about. I see Keon's name, I see tight end's name, Palmer's name. What's your thought on our receiving core and when it comes to playoff caliber competition? How you think they'll fare, particularly against Jacksonville this weekend?
Yeah. So for me to start this thing off, thank the Lord, thank whoever you pray to for Brandon Cooks. All right. Yeah. Big fan of his game. All right. This is a proven guy. Missed 1,000 yards. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. That's, and we even saw it, Philadelphia game. Or, you know what I mean? Like, seeing him come in and it's like, yo, this dude's making plays down the grass, man. He's not afraid to go up top. He can run routes. He can hit you across the middle. And he's just a guy, a been there, done there guy, right? Been there, done that. Has had so much success. I feel very confident that he's here. I love that part of it. When we talk about, Khalil, it's like, man, Khalil has shown how many times now that, he can play in any situation versus any defense versus zone, man, light, dark out. It doesn't matter. He's going to be ready to roll. To me, though, my concern is really just with big down the grass guy, right? We talk Keon Coleman. It's like, man, what version shows up? I love his ability to go up and jump. I love his ability to stay positive in the face of adversity, but I still want more development from him. I still want more production from him based on his skill set. And I think that we could get more from him there. But when we don't, now I got to look at, Shavers. And it's like, man, he's still good, but you could just see where I'm looking at my first rounder. I want more from him. That's the guy to me that he can make us feel a lot better about our wide receiver room if he has a productive postseason, right? If he comes out here and he's going up top, consistently making those plays, those 50-50 balls, turn them into 60-40, 70-30s, that type of stuff, right? That's the thing that I'm looking at him and I'm saying, man, if we can get more of that, I feel really good about our wide receivers. But right now, we got small ball and we can cook with the small ball. We're going, hey, Cooks, Shakir, that's what we're going with. We're going to hit these tight ends. Where my running backs at? You know how we do it. Yeah. So that part does work. And I think that that's fine because it still puts pressure on you defensively. It's just a different type of pressure. The pressure now becomes, can I tackle this? Can I tackle this? Can I get it on the ground? And that's a whole other element to deal with. But we want that big explosive. Like if we can get that more consistently, man, I would feel way more confident in our wide receivers.
Right.
All right. We about to put Coach D on the spot real quick because he got you twice so far. This So all right. So from a receiver perspective, right. Keon Coleman, what is his battle with right now in terms of production, right? Because for what all the criticisms are about Keon Coleman right now, he's still the fourth leading receiver on the team. Behind Dawson Knox. And that's with not having played the last 4 or 5 games
of
the season, right? So the passing game in general hasn't been great, but my question to you is it a skill development issue? Is the way he's being used causing issues? Is like what is he facing right now?
Well, I think it's probably a combination of what you said and a few other things. I think right now, I don't know if he feels like, or probably shouldn't say I don't know. I do know that he feels like he's not being utilized to his max potential.
Okay.
Right. I think he feels like he's more than just a jump ball guy. I think he feels like he can get in there and he can run some over the middle routes. He can run some corner routes. He can run some post routes. I think he's battling with that aspect of it. Also there's a level of maturity we got to acknowledge. Like he's late for meetings, he's missed meetings, there's been issues with that. So I think it's a combination of things. But I think it really comes down to him having a mindset that no matter what challenges are before me, no matter what limitations are being placed upon me, whatever role I'm being assigned, he has to live up to fulfilling that role so that he can get a bigger role. And if right now, and you know how I feel about the everybody eats, concept, but right now,
I don't know how you feel about that. I need to know how you are you pro everybody eats or no?
No. No. Everybody, I ain't with that everybody eats stuff. And Keon ain't with it either.
Over here as a defender, I'm like, I've never heard offensive players like that. I thought we want the rock. Like I'm the guy. Everybody eats.
Dealing with that, that's the challenge. So it's a convergence of things that he's dealing with. But right now, knowing him, like he's a competitor, and for him to be down the last 4 games, I know that's tough mentally. That's tough, and to be able to deal with that, is gonna take something. It's gonna take something.
Yeah. Now I got a question, Coach. When you look at Keon and we look at a guy like Nico Collins in Houston, what is keeping him from developing into that, right? Because we talk about some of those deep end routes, the digs, the post routes, or even the verticals. To me, I feel like Keon is just as athletic, maybe even more athletic, right? What how can we get more of that? Or what do you see as the difference between those?
Well, I think we just alluded to it. One is, I think the scheme has a lot to do with where the ball goes, right? Based on what the defense gives you. And then secondly is, I don't think in Houston there's a mentality of everybody eats. They're trying to get Nico the ball.
Fair.
Like they're looking to get him the ball. They're constructing plays to get him the ball in that particular area of the field. I don't know. I can't say I don't know. I'm sure there's a degree of it.
Yeah.
Where they look to get certain guys the ball within the framework of that offense, but it's not as frequent, it's not as consistent, and it's not as purposeful as it is here in Buffalo to get Keon the ball in those positions more than it is in Houston, where they're looking to get Nico the ball. And I think that's one of the factors. One of the other contributors could just be, we don't see them in practice every day. Like we don't see everything that's happening. So but I think the primary thing is the scheme of the offense, and they're really looking, because as you said, I think that's a great comparison. Yeah. Keon, I mean, similar body type, similar frame, like movement skills. Like I may even say Keon may be a better athlete than I've seen him play basketball. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
But Nico, being a Michigan guy, he was a great guy as well. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. All right, is that I think the scheme, the concept of the scheme, and the purposeful mindset to get Keon the ball in those positions.
I like it.
Yeah, I would love to see that. El Boogie says, when everybody eats worked, I believe one single game in the last 2 years. It was beautiful. Okay, I would have to agree with that. I don't remember what that game was. But, she had a question earlier, and I do think this is an interesting conversation going into this game. And then I have another question after this. But the first question is she missed the beginning. She got in late. She said she wants to know how or what the Bills have to do to spring James Cook against the number one run defense. So it schematically, in your minds, like what needs to be done by the Bills to kind of push through and make space for James?
Yeah, well, I think number one, we do a good job winning our one-on-one blocks up front. These dudes up front, man, they road grade. They move people out the way. Obviously, we know what the big dog Deion Dawkins is going to do to people, right? But to me, I think it starts with just that mentality that we are winning the grass. The schematic part, yeah, it matters, but running the football, it's man, am I more man than the guy across from me? And you can see with our offense line, the mentality that they show up with. Now, to me, I think the thing that's going to really help James is Josh. What I mean is this: they're going to play with a dude in the box, right? Because that's how you stop the run. You got to bring that safety from that too high look, have him helping down, so we can get the numbers. Well, when they do that, that's when Josh has to kill them. Josh does that at a very high level. We know this. That's why he's the MVP. He's been doing his thing. But that also goes back to the wide receivers. When the receivers can't capitalize on these opportunities, we can see how the offense can get stagnant at times, right? Or we got to go through and play through the running backs, through the pass game and stuff like that. But to me, I think that is ultimately going to help James Cook the most, because if they sit back and worry about Josh and his arm, then yeah, James going to kill him, because James has definitely shown now. I mean, excuse me, let me put some respect on the NFL's leading rusher, the king of the rushing yards. All right. All 1,621 of them things. All right, let's make sure we put some respect on that. But that, like, they have to deal with that. And I think that also benefits Josh. Like, they are complimenting each other right now. And that's the beautiful part. That's why I'm looking at these receivers saying, we need y'all. Because we feel really good about our rushing attack right now, man. Like, any of the backs, Ty, Ray, James, it doesn't matter. We feel like, plug and play, we're good. They just get better and better. But the receiving element, we need more consistency there, because now that will put defenses completely in binds.
Yeah, I think you almost have to do the reverse. And a lot of times teams go in the games, they want to run to open up the pass. I think this one they might have to pass early to open up the run, right? Because I think I heard somebody talking this week when the last several clashes between the number one rushing offense and the number one rushing defense, the number one rushing defense have come out on top. So I think Josh is going to have to loosen them up a little bit, maybe get them out of that personnel grouping that has been able to stop the run, right? And then that's going to open things up for James Cook. Okay.
I love it. So that brings me to this question based off of your answers. From you guys' personal experience, we know what Belichick did as a defensive mind, forcing teams to kind of play left-handed, right? And by left-handed, I mean if a team was good at running, taking away the run. Whoever their best receiver is, nope, you're gonna have to beat us with your fourth best receiver. That's the position we want to put you in, right? But in this particular circumstance, as you guys just laid out, the Bills are gonna have to go out and pass the ball to open up the run. Now, the pass game is considered of the two aspects of their offense, the weaker side of how they play on offense. I'm looking at that as another shade of playing left-handed, so to speak, right? So my question to you guys is how often have you seen coaches plan like, yo, we just gonna have to do the thing that we're not good at doing and find a way to make it work, whether schematically, personnel wise, whatever. Like, how often do coaches go into a game saying we're not going to be able to start off running the ball? We're going to have to open things up with the pass. I know we're not that great at the pass, but we got to figure some things out.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a good coach and you're self-aware and you really know your team, you're identifying those weaknesses and you're already aware of them and you're actively trying to minimize them, because no team is perfect, right? We can name every team in the league right now that's in the postseason, and we're going to be able to name, yeah, that's a flaw, that's a flaw, and that's a flaw. And those flaws can directly lead to losses. But if we're identifying them, we know those coaches with the intimate understanding of their teams, they know that also. So some coaches, though, they are, from my perspective, a little bit more bullish, right? And they feel like, man, I'm gonna do this, right? And it's like, all right, cool. That pride and ego go high in Cancun on 3. Don't worry about it. And then you see the other guys that are like, man, I know what that is. It's a healthy respect, i.e. what we're talking about right now. Hey, man, yeah, the Jags, they got a pretty good run defense. I know we want to run the football, but let's not come out here and just say we're going to run it every single time at them, because we know that's not the most optimal thing. Now, there's still some elements of attacking them pass-wise that you got to be worried about, right? Their pass rush and their ability to create turnovers, because they love simulated pressures also, right? We already talked about it. But that part, you just, every coach has to understand, man, yeah, we're going to do certain things really well, and we want to try to get more and more of these, but you're always thinking about what you struggle with, or at least from my perspective, I think you should be, because you don't ever want to be caught off guard. That's the worst feeling out there on that field, man, being surprised.
Yeah, so to your left-handed analogy, if I got to go into a game playing with my left hand and Josh Allen is my quarterback, I'll take those chances.
Okay.
No,
okay,
but to answer directly, I think Josh is able to make that work, right? And it's no secret. I mean, we've relied on his ability, to extend plays, his ability to use his feet, right? Because you have to, even though a scramble is considered rushing yards, it's still initiated with the pass play, right? And it opens things up and it creates space. And so all of that comes into play when you're talking about loosening up a defense. And if you got to loosen up a defense with initially starting passing more than what you would, even though that's has been the strongest element statistically for the Bills offense, I still think with a quarterback like Josh, you're in good hands, and it's a safe adjustment to make, and I think the Bills will be able to do it. And I think having a guy like Josh, and when you add the Shakirs and you add the other receivers that can play that intermediate game, I think it's good enough to get the job done.
I just want, okay, so
man, y'all got me excited about this match. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. In my mind, I'm already scheming. I'm like, so look, when they come with that pass rush, James, we hitting you quick out the backfield. We're gonna make these linebackers have to tackle you in space. I want to see, can they do that? Because once they start having to react to that, now we hitting these tight ends. After they react to them tight ends, now we hitting these deep routes. Come on, man. Oh, let's go. Come on.
That's it. Like be able to get cook the ball outside of the clutter is something that they have to be looking to do. And it's an extended run play, but it's also getting him in the space. Like, so that's how you have to be thinking as an offensive coordinator. Like I said, you're not just finna line up and run the ball right at these guys, right? You have to be creative. You have to get them moving laterally, and you have to spread them out. and see if they can play in space. Because most great run stopping defenses, they like to play between the tackles.
They want that phone booth, baby. Yes, sir.
They don't want to get outside the numbers. They don't even want to get outside the hashes.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Right here.
Right in that box. And so when you spread them out a little bit, and I think, being creative and getting James Cook the ball on a swing pass or getting something out in the flat and letting him go one-on-one, I think is going to be part of the scheme. I think we'll see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Last thing real quick before we get out of here. And thank you, Art, for
I need a prediction now from Art.
This is fun, man. I got you. Come on, man. I got you.
Well, I'm sorry, but before we get out of here.
So I don't know if you guys heard Josh's press conference where he just kind of talked about how the offensive coordinator Joe Brady, instead of having him go through game plan stuff, he had himself scout.
Yeah, I like that.
What are you guys' thoughts on what Josh said and how he realized, man, I missed a lot of stuff, especially underneath. I mean, I think through the season we all kind of saw that, and you guys saw that. But what are your thoughts on what he said?
From my perspective, I think self-scouting is monumental. Man, you want to know what you do well and what you struggle with. Going back to the conversation we just had, right? You need to know what you're trying to maximize and what you're trying to minimize. So information is key. So I think that that's a positive. And I love the fact that it's happening for Josh after him having a week off, right? Because we know he ain't playing that last game, but we know that Eagles game, weather was a factor, sure, but he still could have been a lot better. Mm-hmm. And that part, to me, I think it's important to get that and then address it head on. And now it's a clean slate. Now I'm not carrying the baggage of, man, what was I doing right? What was I doing wrong? What's this? What's that? No, I know exactly what I did right. I know exactly what I struggled with. So now when I'm facing this Jaguars defense, I'm that much sharper now. I'm that much faster because it's going to happen a lot faster than the regular season. Season is like, okay.
It's one speed. The playoffs is a whole nother speed.
Yes.
It's a whole nother speed. What I like about that, Art, what I like about it is I heard that interview. It sounded like it created a hunger in Josh. It sounded like it created it because, man, I can't believe how bad I was. That's what he said. Yeah. Like I think it opened him up to he wasn't really being the MVP Josh that he could be. And the hunger now, I heard a hunger in what he was saying, and I think you're gonna see that on Sunday. I think I like it.
I like it.
No, and think about that, man, because funny thing is, like, from a statistical standpoint, it was like, you still had a decent day statistically, right, in his final in the game versus Philly. But it's like he has set such a high standard for himself, and the expectations that we come into these. None of us are surprised when he scores 5 touchdowns in a game. Right. Why is that? Because he's done it plenty of times. It's like, this is Josh. We know he does this. It's nothing. That is what he is capable of. He is that level nice. He is that far ahead of these players, and to hear him be a little, like you said, motivated, I was kind of like, you're a little pissed off with yourself because you know you're better than how you play.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this. And it's a familiar foe. We've seen this Jaguars team couple years, right? Plenty of times here. Yeah. And we know what it's going to be like going to Jacksonville.
Give me your prediction. Come on.
Come on, man.
What's you say?
This is easy right here, man. I like it. 31-28 Buffalo. You already know this, man. And since our kicker is back, give me Matt Prater for the dub, all right? Give me Matt Prater for the walk-off. Since we got a kicker back, all right? His legs feeling good, quads all right. He got massaged up, rubbed up, whatever he needed to get done. He's good now, all right? So now that it's back. Yeah, give me for the walk-off.
I actually agree with you, but I agree with you. The Bills will win. I don't think Jacksonville's going to score that many points.
Ooh,
I'm gonna say 31. I'm gonna say 28-14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Coach. Yeah. We will all have a real chill party on Sunday if it plays out like that. All right, I'm down for 31-14. All right, or 28-14. I would love 28-14. I was just thinking a little bit more of that offense. Jackson, I'm like, they score. I don't know. Remember, I said they're weird though. It is.
It's hit or miss almost.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Yes, and Trevor Lawrence, he can be great. He can be great one series and one season. Like, wow,
who is he throwing it to? Who are you throwing? Like,
so
I want to sit in the meeting.
Yeah, right.
Why did you do that? That one.
What? Are you? What's the,
yeah.
You know how that goes.
It's the truth. You know how it is, man.
Yeah, man. What you thinking right there?
Yeah, but that's the Jacksonville team. So that's why you keep hearing me call them weird, because at times they look like they could be dominant. And then at times it's like, yo, y'all are very beatable. Y'all are a very you look like you should be in London. That's what we always say. You're a London team, man. You're just one of them weird. Yeah, that's y'all.
Taking it back to NFL Europe.
Yeah, you know.
I say 31. I'm 21, 28, 14. I say 31, 28.
Why are you
What
doing this
say?
to me,
Come
man?
on.
Every time I make a prediction,
What you run from it? Come on.
Oh man. All right. I really had, like, the Bills have the number one pass defense in the league.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't imagine that they're just gonna go off on a Sean McDermott led defense. And that, for those of you that watch me regularly, that that's huge for me to say. I'm not really a fan of Sean McDermott, but he's I mean, what he's done with this group of players this season, you can't deny it.
No, specifically this year, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I have the Bills winning this one. Their average margin of victory.
Spit it out. All right.
Their average margin of victory has been 12 points. So I'm gonna have them winning by 12. Let's go 30. Let's go 30. 31 and whatever 31 minus 12
31
is.
18.
There you go.
Okay. Look, I can see it happening. Trust me. I prefer both of y'all score predictions over my score prediction. I feel like I'm only speaking into y'all's. All right, we're gonna speak your both of y'all score predictions into existence. Yeah, that'd be way better Sunday. Way better Sunday.
Like that mindset.
Yeah, way better Sunday.
All right. Listen, tell the folk where we can find you, man, because you ain't just popping up on people's podcasts. You do your own thing, right?
Yeah, man. So look, I'm on YouTube, man. You type in my name, Arthur Moats, man. You'll see Steelers content, man. I got a Bills channel as well for my sneakerheads out there, man. I got shoes over there as well, man. Main website, arthurmoats.com, man. That has everything centrally located. Can't go wrong. And then I'm on social media as well. Just type my name, you'll see me up there, man. But those are the best ways to find me, man. And other than that, yeah, be parked in front of my TV come Sunday, ready to watch this 30 at least 30 points. Cause it sound like Coach got us coming up a little short, just 20. Yeah, you know we're 30 plus team. I don't know if you know 30 is our number. We're gonna keep the 30 mark. Yeah.
The offensive guy got us shorter on points today.
I'm like, what? How you gonna do that?
I really think it's gonna be a situation where the Bills it'll be a I don't want to say easy, but they're gonna have control of the game.
Yeah.
And it'll be over with going into.
I know exactly what you said. Yeah, know exactly what you mean.
This discipline, I think, is a big part of this game too. I don't know. I think I said the stats. Like the Bills have 101 penalties this season, which is 9th in the NFL. Right, and the Jaguars have something like 128, I think it is, and which is 29th in the NFL. So they struggle. It's
like statistically, when we reel off all these stats, it's like
how do the Jaguars?
The one thing the thing that the Jaguars do well is they take the ball away. If you don't turn the ball over, you're gonna have whatever you want. But that's literally their bread and butter. They can rush the passer and they create turnovers. Like, if you protect that football, they struggle. They're in hurt. That's what they don't want. So that's why I'm just looking at us. I'm like, man, what did we do post bye week? We protected the football.
And I'm finna say that
we didn't turn the ball over at all. Like, then we had one turnover down the last 9-10 games, like something crazy. Yeah. So that's to me where I'm like, that's where the game's gonna be decided from my eyes.
Yep.
All right, there you got it. Listen, Arthur, thank you so much for doing this, man.
Man, appreciate y'all both, man. Come on now. Good to see you again, Coach. Come on, man. It's been too long, man. It's crazy. Crazy, man.
All right. We gonna let Art go. Art, listen. I don't know if you want to hang out for a couple minutes after the show or whatever. It's up to you completely.
I'm finna go watch them Hurricanes play them Old Miss Tigers right now.
Look, the U is back, baby. Come on, man.
All right, let's go on and get out of here. Listen, to everybody who's watched this, thank you so very much. Listen, you can still hit Art up in the comments of this show. I will send them to him. You can hit him up on his channel at one of his 3 channels, I believe. So you got like so many of them joints.
I'll be outside, man. All right. I got a lot of time on my hands. I love to talk. All right. And it's like, people are like, oh, you can't talk this over on this channel. You got to talk on that channel. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to just talk all of it on this channel then. All right. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay. I'm just following the rules. Yeah.
That's real. You're right about that one. All right. So yeah. So listen, any questions or any comments you got, you know where to leave it. Coach D, thank you so much for doing this with me. You know, I know your time is so tight. I'm gonna keep messing with you.
Cut it out. You get more time than anybody.
This has been another episode of Coach D's Corner. Let us know how you like it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let us know. Let the algorithm know that we need to be pushed a little bit more. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to do something for yourself, you can hit that notification bell, make that thing ring-a-lang-a-lang so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like another live episode of the Podium podcast back at you tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We will see y'all then. Peace.
God bless your heart.
Hey, man. Love y'all, man. Appreciate it.